So apparently, I've been applying my concealer all wrong. What? Is that even possible? Hi everyone, welcome to another video. So today is an exciting video because we are going to see if this concealer hack that has hit the internet by storm really works. So if you're not familiar, there has been a whole bunch of different content creators putting this hack out over the last, I'm going to say the last week or so. And it was created by a makeup artist. He's a Hollywood makeup artist. His name is Scott Barnes. He at one time used to be J.Lo's makeup artist. I'm not sure if he still is, but I know at one time he was. He's also friends with Tarte. He's been on her channel a few times. And I have tried some of his methods that he does, how he applies makeup, and they're actually quite interesting, and they really do work. I have tried a few of them. But this new one that he has, so it looks like he just uploaded it onto his Instagram. I think the date was May 16th. So it has been around for a couple of weeks, but I was so curious to try this because what he uses for under the eye is a simple lip balm, and it's the Aquaphor Lip Repair Balm. So I literally ran out this morning. This is Saturday morning. I ran to the drugstore because I just noticed over the last day or so, these new videos are coming out from people like, I want to jump on this bandwagon because it looks interesting. So I ran out this morning, grabbed the Aquaphor, and if this really works, this is like a game changer. So what it's supposed to do is make your under eyes not crease. Like after you put concealer on, it's not going to crease, and it's supposed to last like a really, really long time. Like your under eyes, from what I've seen, are supposed to look amazing. One word of caution that I have seen, because I did go into some other content creators into their video comments, and they were mentioning that perhaps not using this every single day because it can cause melia. So if you're not familiar with what melia is, it's those little white little bumps that you get on your skin. So what causes it is dead skin cells are supposed to fall off, but unfortunately they get trapped under the skin. They're completely harmless, but it's just a good idea to always make sure that you're cleansing your skin really well and just making sure you're exfoliating. So that was the only word of caution that they did mention about this. So what we're first going to do is we're going to start off, I'm going to show you a little clip of the video of him performing the technique, and then we're going to go in and try this ourselves.
All right, Scott Barnes pro tip here with Aquaphor hack and Mark Trainer. I'm going to take 20 years off your face with Aquaphor. Check this out. Yeah, it's magic. Anyway, I use a little bit on the neck, and I use the lip balm underneath the eyes. And this makes your concealer stay 10 times longer. It doesn't get all creased up and crazy, believe it or not, and it doesn't break down the makeup. I know. I figured this out after doing hours and hours of photo shoots and movies and music videos. How do I keep the concealer from not caking up underneath the eyes after such long wear? And this was it, Aquaphor. So tell me what you guys think of this, because it really works. I used the Mark Trainers just to give a little bit of a facelift, which was fun. We were using blush, normal makeup technique and everything else. But the Aquaphor just keeps everything pliable. I'm doing a really basic kind of smoky eye. She has a little birthday dinner to go to, so we're getting her ready for that. And I figured, you know what, this is a great time to tell you guys how these tips and tricks work. And hopefully they work for you too. So
all I've done on my face is I applied my normal skincare. I did not apply anything underneath my eyes. Like I haven't even applied eye cream today. So I just put on my regular moisturizer, my sunscreen, but I only took it up to about here. And I did go ahead and I quickly did my eyebrows, and then I just quickly did a little bit of eye primer for my eyeshadow, and that's the Alter Ego one that I was using today. But that is it. That's all on my skin right now. So let's give this a try. So from what I could see, all he does is he runs this under the eyes. And one thing I will show you guys is, you can see that I have, when I go like that, I do have quite, wrinkles, texture under my eyes, wrinkles, they're all there. Not afraid to show you. So we'll use that, and then we'll go to this side. And then I think he also just put it kind of on the smile lines, because if I have foundation settling, that's where it always settles, in my smile lines. And he also put it right above upper lip. Because I know that that kind of fills in probably all of those little lines above your lip. Okay, so it does feel just a little bit tacky. So I am just going to blend it in a little bit and help it absorb. Now, one thing I'm going to apply a little bit in the corners of my eyes because I have quite dark circles. This has nothing, like the hack has nothing to do with the darkness under your eyes. It's more the staying power of the concealer. So I'm just going to use my Clinique Even Better color corrector. I have this in the shade Peach, and I use this as like my absolute favorite holy grail color corrector. But I don't put a lot on. I just put a little bit right in the very corner. That's where I'm darkest. And then I usually just take my finger and blend it in that way. I find the warmth of my finger helps it melt into the skin a little bit better. Now, one thing I'm going to do a little bit differently than I've seen other people do on their videos is I want to test out whether it makes a difference with a high-end concealer or a drugstore concealer. So one side I'm going to use my high-end, the Lancome Tint Idel, one of my absolute favorite concealers. And on the other side, we're going to use the L'Oreal True Match Concealer. Again, wonderful, wonderful product. I did a whole like a first impression video on this one and just love it. It's such a great drugstore find. And I'm just going to apply just a tiny bit because I already have that color corrector under there. Okay, and then what he did is he used a brush and then he patted it in. So we're gonna, on the high-end side, we're gonna go in with the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the, I call it the Kitten Paw concealer brush. And we're just going to actually stipple it in. I don't want to rub it in. So we're just gonna kind of stipple away. And then I'm gonna tap it in. So my under eye area feels actually quite smooth right now. A little bit more than it usually does. So that's a positive sign. Okay. And then on this side with the L'Oreal, we're going to go in with the Real Techniques concealer brush. Again, I'm just going to stipple it in. Okay, and then I'm going to tap it in. So both sides feel really, really smooth. Okay, so this looks really nice. Like, this really does look nice. Here, I'll come a little closer. Now, I haven't applied any powder yet. That looks really nice and smooth. Okay, so while that's sitting on the skin and doing its thing, we're just going to go in with the rest of our makeup. And I will kind of speed through this part of the video. I'll show you kind of applying it. I'm going with my favorite foundation, and this is the Haus Labs foundation. Oh my goodness, love this stuff. You don't need a lot of it, just like that. Like, that'll do my whole face right now. All right, so foundation's on now. We're gonna go in and use the powder like Scott does. What he used actually was the Maybelline Superstay. This is actually a powder foundation. So that kind of scares me because I don't do powder foundations. Powder foundations and me do not mix. Like, it gets like the big X like this. Can't do it. Looks awful. I did a whole video on the L'Oreal Infallible powder foundation. Oh, it looks awful on my dry skin. So, but again, that's just my opinion. My skin is very dry and it just accentuated every single line on my face. So when I saw that he was using this one, I was like, ugh. But I grabbed it this morning when I went out to grab the Aquaphor. So we're going to give this a try. I used the foundation in this, the liquid foundation. So I used the same shade, which is 118. All right, now that I have gotten all the tape off, that was a little bit challenging to get off. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to take my BK Beauty. This is the 113 brush. Kind of do it how Scott did it. I'm going to tap it off. Now, I don't usually put powder on my concealer. I just find it makes my eyes look really dry, but for the sake of this video, we're going to give it a try. So remember, this was the drugstore version, and this was the Lancome Tint Idel. Looking in the mirror right now, they look pretty identical. Like, I don't see really any difference for any wrinkling or anything like that. Hopefully this is going to work. So I just gently pat it in, and I'm scared right now because, like I said, I don't usually use powder. And I am going to put a little bit where I had put the Aquaphor down on my smile lines. So hopefully you can see, I mean, it looks really super smooth. What I'm going to do is at the end of the video, once I get everything, like all my rest of my makeup on, I will show you guys in natural light what this is going to look like. But so far, I mean, I don't see any creasing, and I mean, I'm trying to, you know, like, it looks pretty smooth. It's looking smooth. So let's keep on going here. So I'm going to use for my eyeshadow today is the NYX The Ultimate Warm Neutrals palette. This is such a lovely, lovely palette. A great everyday palette. I'm not going to do a lot today. I'm just going to quickly, I'll speed through this part of it because I want the focus to be on the actual hack. So I just finished off the eyes off camera. I will have everything listed down below of what I used. So the next thing that we're going to go in with is bronzer. Now, one of the things that, I'm not going to do this technique today, but one of the things that Scott Barnes is known for is it's called underpainting. So it is when, before you put your foundation on, he puts like he contours, he puts highlighter, he puts blush, he does all of that, and then he applies the foundation. So it's a really interesting technique. And what I'll do is he did it on one of Tarte's videos. I'll put that video down in the description box if you wanted to check it out. But it's actually very interesting. I have tried it in the past. It really does work. Not that I'm not a big contour person. I don't really do that on a daily basis. But the actual technique and how it really makes your cheekbones chiseled and just, it's fantastic. So, but what we're going to do today is use the L'Oreal Infallible bronzer, one of my favorite bronzers from the drugstore. And I'm just going in with my BK Beauty. This is the 103 brush. Gently tapping it in. I am keeping an eye on how my under eyes are looking as I've been, you know, applying my makeup products here. So far, it's looking really, really nice. Like, I'm shocked actually of how I don't have like a lot of creasing going on under either eye. Like, remember, I have two different types of concealers on, and neither one of them are, I'm not going to say one looks better than the other, but I do want to look a little bit bronzy and glowy. And then for our blush today, we're going to go in with the Clinique. This is the Cheek Pop. I have this in the shade Ginger Pop. Such a pretty, pretty little blush. And then I'm going to go in with my rougher 37 brush. This is my favorite brush for applying blush. Try saying that a few times fast. Again, just stipple it on. This is such a lovely blush. I think it's one of those products that really is underrated. Look how pretty that is. Very pigmented, I will say. Very, very pigmented. Clinique's done a great job with these. And then we're going to go in with the Rare Beauty Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. I have this in the shade Mesmerize. And I'm just going to go in with my Sigma. This is the F03 brush. It's a highlighter brush. Again, don't need a lot of this highlighter. Just basically press a little bit into your brush. Tap it off. And then I just put it right on the high point of my cheek. Try not to just... as I'm stuttering, I'm trying not to disturb too much of the product around my eyes, but this is just a stunning highlighter, like stunning. And then I've been really enjoying this Kosas Hot Liner. So it's the lip liner I'm going to use today. It's one of those retractable ones. And then the lipstick I'm going to use today is the BK Beauty. This is the shade Passion. Really, really pretty for the spring, summer. That's just so pretty. Love it. And then we're going to go in with a little bit of a gloss. So this is the Covergirl, the Yummy Gloss. And I have this in the shade Having a Good Time. This is such a great gloss. And it smells like cotton candy. I usually just put it right in the center. Okay, so I just quickly went off camera, did my hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go about my daily business right now. I'm going to actually start editing, and then because I do want to try and get this video out sooner rather than later. So currently, hope you can see there, it says it's 11:51 in the morning. I will pop in a little bit and show you kind of what it's looking like. But so far, this looks really, really nice as everything's falling on my table here. But like this is really quite like soft feeling under my eyes. And I don't see any creasing going on. So I'm going to say I've had this done for about an hour now, like since I've started filming. But look at how lovely that looks. I'm going to try and, do a little bit of scrunching and that sort of thing. But so far, so good. It looks nice. Okay, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so this is just after I've filmed. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like in natural light because it does look quite different. But look at how smooth my under eyes look. And I mean, it really doesn't, it's not making a difference on whether it's the drugstore side or the higher end side. They both look super smooth. Everything looks to be filled in like that. The Aquaphor just seems to fill in all those little fine lines, but it looks excellent. Like this looks really, really amazing. So if this is, like I mentioned in the video though, probably not something you want to do every single day, but on a day where you want your under eyes to look like spectacular, I think this is going to work out. This is going to be good. Like I mentioned in the video, and I will show you guys kind of how it's wearing throughout the day. But so far, so good. Really enjoying it. See you in a bit. Okay, hi guys. I'm going to do my final check-in. So I was trying to catch the last little bit of natural light that I have. I'm in my beauty room, and there's a little bit of light coming through this window right here. It is, we can see 7:22. in the evening. So I have had this on for a good like 7 hours. Wow, you guys, I can't believe how well this has worked. My under eyes look so, so good. Way better than they usually do. I'm not saying this is perfect. Not by any means. It's not perfect. I can still see, like when I go like that, of course, it has been like 7-8 hours. I can still see like my little fine lines here. I call my crow's feet, right? Kind of coming through on each of these eyes here. But for the most part, usually by this time, it's like really, really settled into my fine lines. Like if I didn't do this hack, this would be way worse. All of the fine lines would be quite prominent. So the fact that it's looking as good. Sorry, I keep looking in the viewfinder here. It is looking amazing. So I think what helps is that the Aquaphor, it definitely, what I'm going to say is it almost like it fills in those lines and creates like a little bit of a filler, I guess, as it glides over all of those little fine lines. So this definitely helped. What I'm most shocked at is that Maybelline, this powder that I never would have thought to use at all because I'm not into powder foundations. So the fact that this is actually looking really good, by this time, if I was to use a powder under my eyes right now, this would look awful. Like, I'm just being honest. It would look awful. It would all be kind of dry looking under my eye, and all of these little lines that I would have under here would be like really accentuated. Like it, when I say it looks awful, it looks awful. So the fact that it still looks nice and smooth and hydrated, that's a big thumbs up. So I'm super impressed with this hack. I can't wait for you guys to try it out. It's not a very expensive hack at all. Like, I think the Aquaphor was, I bought a 2-pack, so I think it was like $7. And it can do double duty. Like, if you get the double pack, you use one for your lips and then use one for your hack. So I think that's a great deal. But super impressed with it. And if you're not already, I would love for you to consider subscribing to my channel if you enjoy these type of videos. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. That also helps my channel out a lot. As I mentioned before, anything that I used on my face today, I know it probably wasn't the best with me putting what the description was of the color or the shade or whatever that I was wearing today. So, but everything will be down in the description box for you guys. So make sure to check it out if you're curious. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!